right, our forecast for the upcoming weekend, overall pretty good. We're going to talk about that, the longer range and the really longer range in this video. Good evening, everyone. It's Eric here with weather for Weather Geeks. Well, it took a while today for the fog and the low cloudiness to burn off, especially in areas south of 224. It was a real struggle into the afternoon. It stayed pretty cloudy in a place like Lisbon and Hanoverton and East Liverpool and East Palestine. But for the rest of us, the sky brightened pretty quickly. This time-lapse shows the fog overlooking Youngstown at the start of the day. Kind of became a stratocumulus deck for a while, and then it faded away, and we were left with just some fair weather cumulus clouds and a pretty nice afternoon across the area today. This is a loop showing the visible satellite from about 8:30 in the morning till about 4:30 in the afternoon. And yeah, you pick out, it's easy to pick out where the trouble spots were, mostly south of Youngstown and to the southwest and southeast as well. And that pesky deck of stratocumulus clouds, basically the fog lifted to become just a deck of clouds. We had some dense fog for a while this morning. It lifted to become a deck of clouds a couple of thousand feet above our heads, and then finally sunshine did its work and melted the clouds and the fog away. So 77 was our high at the airport today. We had enough sunshine at the Youngstown Warren Airport to get us to that level today, where it stayed cloudier longer. It was just a little bit cooler today, but then it was a little bit warmer, where we had some sunshine in places like Zanesville and New Philly and into Pittsburgh as well. This is a live look just after 7 p.m. looking west from Youngstown. Going to be a great sunset this evening with a clear sky overhead, and we can expect clear conditions throughout the night tonight. And one of our best space station passes in the evening that we've had for several weeks. A lot of our really good space station passes in the last several weeks have been in the morning, like 4:30, 5 a.m. This is a much more reasonable time of day to look up and check out the International Space Station. 9 p.m., appearing in the southwest sky, disappearing 4 minutes later in the northeast sky, and almost right over our heads, reaching 88 degrees in elevation above the horizon. So this is a bright one. It's a great one to check out. Just a reminder, the space station does not blink. If you see something moving across the sky that's blinking, that's probably an airplane. It's a fast-moving dot of light that does not blink, and it will be visible for about 4 minutes this evening. Also of note in our sky for the next couple of nights, the waxing moon will be kind of doing the tango with the gas giant planets. So tonight it's going to be pretty close to Saturn in the sky, and then tomorrow night the moon will be a little bit bigger, a little bit more full, and it will be joined by Jupiter in mostly the southeast sky, at least in the evening hours. The moon will become full late this weekend and early next week. Some patches of fog will be a possibility for Friday morning. I doubt it's as thick and as widespread as it was this morning. And then a pretty good-looking midday and afternoon. Now, just enough instability tomorrow that we're going to allow for that stray shower possibility in the afternoon, but only a handful of spots will probably see that, if that. Most of us will be dry. Stray shower will be a possibility into the overnight. Weak cool front approaches Saturday, and as we get into the afternoon, with this front waddling through, could there be a shower or even a brief thunderstorm? Yeah, but it's still a low-end chance. I would not cancel or alter outdoor plans because of the forecast at this point, but it's going to be a day that you just can't completely turn off the weather, probably. Check the radar on the Storm Tracker app a couple of times in the afternoon in case we have isolated showers and storms popping up. Sunday could start with fog, but in the wake of this front, while it's not going to be cooler, it will be a little less humid briefly again on Sunday. This is going to be a gorgeous afternoon with bright sunshine. Temperature-wise this weekend, still above average. 80 degrees Saturday will match that on Sunday. Saturday will be the more humid half of the weekend. I think Sunday those dew points probably mix down into the 50s. There have been some trends in the last 24 hours, some cooler trends for the second half of next week. The jet stream configuration early in the week showing a pretty stout ridge poking up along the eastern seaboard. And here's our trough. Now, this trough is going to march all the way across the lower 48 next week, probably bringing us a few rounds of showers and storms on Wednesday for the start of autumn. And then as we head towards Thursday and Friday, it's going to feel like autumn for a change, with temperatures probably no higher than the upper 60s Thursday and Friday. Some cool overnight lows as well. So astronomical autumn does officially begin next Wednesday, the 22nd at 3:21 p.m. On that date, the sunrise will be at 7:10, sunset at 7:19. It's not equal day and equal night on the equinox at our latitude. The equilux, the day in which we actually have pretty close to equal daylight and nighttime, will be a few days later on the 25th. When the sun rises like at 7:14 and sunsets about 7:15. So a little bit of a misnomer, the equinox, because around here at our latitude and in many latitudes, it's not actually the day in which you are closest to having equal day and equal night. All right, so before we leave you, a quick check of the long range this evening. Middle of the month, the Climate Prediction Center usually issues their first outlook for the following month. And we got that today, showing the October outlook. And wow, this looks like a pretty warm October across a lot of the country. And this would match our upcoming, probably chief winter analog, the winter of 2017-2018, which was characterized by a warm September and October before the winter, a more typical November, and then a real fast start to winter in December. We think this year might play out in a similar fashion, and so the idea of a warm October would go along with that general pattern. What about precipitation? Right now, odds are favoring a wetter than average month coming up in October. We'll have more to say on the October forecast, the November forecast, and the winter forecast coming up in many future editions of Weather for Weather Geeks. In case you missed it, I mentioned the other night that we'll do our official winter forecast. It looks like it'll be on Thursday, November the 4th. Short version on TV, longer version, of course, online. In the meantime, thanks for checking out tonight's video, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday night.